Hi everyone, this is Alina. I'm co-founder and co-CEO at Chili Piper, and I have Alex here with me from Crossbeam. He's the CMO, and we're going to talk tonight. We're at the Salesforce event in New York City. We're going to talk about how marketers can be efficient in this economy, what metrics to use, and how to leverage partner marketing to have an edge. Let's get into it.
Thank you for having me.
What's the secret to being the CMO that drives the results the board needs to see?
With sales? So a question I ask every CMO when we talk about marketing sales relationship is, how often do you have a drink with your CRO or the chief sales officer? How often do you treat him as peer and understand what they're going through and what their pain points are so you can better serve him and vice versa? So unless there is a connection, personal connection between the CMO and the CRO, chief sales officer, I don't think it's going to work. They have to understand their peers, they're on the same team, so everything starts from there. Now past that, you can talk about metrics, you can talk about processes, you can talk about tech stack and tools, but unless it is that connection to understand each other and what the pain points you're facing, it's not going to work, in my experience.
What do you think, besides building trust, what do you think some of these metrics should be that they should all be striving for?
I think if you look at each team differently, if you look at marketing, sales, and customer success in isolation, they will give you the metrics. Marketing will say it's about generating demand. Sales will tell you it's about converting that demand in revenue. Customer success will tell you it's about retention and expansion. But at the end of the day, it's about the customer. Like, do you find the right customers? Do you transparently sell to them? And do you engage with them on an ongoing basis and have a true impact on their business? So at the end of the day, I think the metric that connects all those different go-to-market functions is the customer. It has to be the customer, right? It can't be anything else.
So to summarize, there's increased importance that is given to the customer within this era. And the customer is a brand advocate. The customer is a beacon of advocacy as long as they're being taken care of. They're going to be an even better customer if the right experience for them throughout the journey to becoming a customer is the right one. And if there's alignment on that journey throughout the revenue teams, then the outcomes are the right ones.
Correct.
What are some of the key initiatives as a new CMO that you think are super important to pay attention to?
I think as a CMO today, like in the current environment, you have to be very aware of the macroeconomic conditions. It's a tough environment out there for every company. It's a tough environment for your buyers, and you need to factor that in as you start any role as a CMO. So going back to customers, right? Customers can help you understand what your value is, can help you understand what the return is. You know, customers can be advocates for you and get you more customers, right? Your champions may move from one company to the other, and you can leverage that to actually go into your company. So starting as a CMO, again, I'll focus on customers, but I think the most important thing for CMOs today is to have a very clear understanding of what is the microeconomic condition that we're all facing, right? And then based on that, you do your planning. Based on that, you become the force of change. Based on that, you set expectations internally and externally, right? Based on that, you can, intelligently add value in your board interactions.
What are some of the things that you're going to be focusing on in 2023?
I think 2023 is going to be a difficult year for tech. And this is the bad news. I think things are going to get worse before they start getting better. I think we're going to see a lot of companies that raised in 2020 or 2021 running out of runway in 2023 and really struggling to survive. And I think that's going to affect the whole market for all of us. As a CMO, as marketing leaders, as go-to-market leaders, I think there are a few things that we need to be doing. And I think for me, first and foremost, double down on your ICP. Just make sure you understand what your ICP is And every go-to-market leader should know that this is the type of company that is a good fit for me. This is the type of persona that's a good fit for me. This is the use case that's a good fit for me. And double down on those use cases, double down on those target accounts, whether for new business or retain them. Like if you already have those use cases, just defend them. And alongside doubling down on your ICPs, show some empathy. Try to understand what your ICPs, what your customers are facing right now. You may be struggling as a business, but so are your prospects, so are your customers, right? So if your CRO just came out of an all hands and she had to lay off 15% of her staff, it's not the time to send a DocuSign, right? For a purchase order, right? Someone is asking, for better payment terms, and you have the cash flow allowance to give better payment terms. Do it. It's like, be a partner. Don't play hardball right now. Just understand what they're facing and be a partner to them. So I will start with that. And I think moving from that, right, we're entering the era that is sustainable growth or efficient growth. And in my career, for whatever reason, I was never in a position where I was given a crazy budget and my KPI is how quickly can I spend it, right? So I've been thinking and talking and experiencing the concept of efficient growth throughout my career, right? And what's happening right now, and I just came from an event today talking to a few PLG leaders, demand is going to be flat or it's going to decline. So the focus of companies should be downstream. How do I improve conversion rates? How do I make the handoff between marketing and sales not only good or smooth, but the best it can be? Right? If you start finding and focusing and solving for those efficiencies, then I think companies will have the opportunity to do well. At the end of the day, ARR is a product, right? So some factors are outside your control, but some other factors like conversion rates or ACV, potentially you can influence, and I think go-to-market teams should focus there. And the last thing I will say, as go-to-market leaders, we have to be creative. Let's forget the traditional funnel and let's forget paid media and how we're doing business, right? Let's be creative. There are things that I'm seeing out there from successful companies that truly impress me, right? I see companies or go-to-market leaders who are getting their board to work for them. If you know your ICP and you have target accounts, go to your board and ask for warm introductions. Go to your customers and ask for warm introductions. There's a lot of mobility in the market right now. So your champions may be leaving one company and going to another. Follow them. It's a win-win situation. It's a warm introduction for you to a new company, and for them that know your product or your service, it's a risk. They're de-risking their decision to bring in a new vendor. And also I do like partner-led growth, like work with your partners. That's a great way to get into new business. It's a great way to expand your business. It's a great way to bring bigger value to your prospects and customers. So I think we have to be creative. We have to think differently, starting from the fact that it is a different environment out there.
I resonate with a lot of that. Are there any metrics that you'll be focusing in Q1 that are different maybe than other times?
We're definitely going to focus on different metrics. I think efficiencies in funnels is going to be important. I think payback is going to be very important, and payback is one of my favorite metrics. But I think we're going to see additional metrics that have to do more with the health of the business. So revenue to burn ratio, for example, ARR per employee, right? In some cases, even thinking about cash flow, right? What cash flow you're starting the year, what cash flow you're ending the year. I think those metrics that in the past only the CFO will care about, I think go-to-market leaders will have to adapt and pay attention to.
I am very excited about our Q1 goals. We're going to pay a lot of attention to cross-sells. And also partnerships plays a lot into our Q1 metrics as well. I'm a big believer in partner marketing. How do you suggest marketing teams measure the revenue that comes from partner marketing? Is it an overlay? Do they pay attention to like the new business coming out of it? How would you think of it?
I think we're getting into attribution right now, which is everyone's favorite and most hateful topic, right? I want to say that first and foremost, partner marketing for a long time has been an afterthought. Partner marketing for a long time has been, let's do a co-marketing event. Let's co-write an ebook. Let's create a joint landing page and put both our logos there. I think now, for the first time, I think partner marketing and channel marketing is becoming crucial to the business, and with that, I think we need to involve them in revenue generation and how we measure revenue, right? Whether it's influence revenue, or whether it's new opportunities, or whether it's expansion revenue because I'm working with a partner, or even shorter sales cycles, right? You go with a partner, you can shorten your sales cycle, like sales velocity, right? Conversion rates, right? So there's so many metrics that I think partner marketing can play. But also, for the first time, I'm seeing partner marketing having tools for them to be able to create those overlays, to be able to understand, what partners are performing, what partners are not performing, to be able to guide sales teams like how to go after an account, what partners to use when in the sales cycle, and so forth. I do believe that the concept of partner-led growth or ecosystem-led growth is happening right now. And in addition to that, like, we're living in the API economy, right? There's so much easier to build integrations like with your partners and generate bigger value than you and your partner like individual.
We're only as stronger as our community and our partner network is, right?
And now it matters, right? It matters because otherwise it's going to be hard to get business and retain business.
It's going to be hard until it gets better. End of 2023, my prediction, but we'll see.
I would agree with that. Let's both be proven wrong by that time next year, like famous last words.
Thank you, Alex, for joining me tonight. It was a pleasure to have you.
Likewise, thank you.